to another video. Welcome to my channel. So today I've got a special guest here on my channel. Introduce yourself.
For Dumbuya, and I'm telling that.
This is my papa, this is my dad. So yes, we're going to do a quick video for you guys. I'm going to be asking my dad some questions that some people have been asking me. So I'm going to ask you those questions today, so they will hear it directly from you. Okay? So people have been asking, how did your dad feel when you told him you were pregnant and you were not yet married?
Well, as a dad, you always want the best for your kid. And I also did not want to fail as a dad, which is a must. We all know with every dad, you want your child to have a good education and, settle, in life before other things start coming, which makes you feel fulfilled. I think you have achieved what a good dad or a good parent should achieve. So that's what I wanted for you. But yeah, it was due with age, and by then you were 21. 26 years old. You were 26.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, you were 26 years old, and by then you've finished your high school, and you were working on your degree.
Yes.
Your first degree. So I think it was timely. It's not all the because I had unfortunately had my first child, which passed away when I was not married. Yeah, before I got Helen, who is actually the second and the wedlock child. So that was not a problem for me. I was very, very happy. But I actually kept it quietly, kept it to myself. I didn't show it much to you by then that I was happy, but it's something that I actually thank my God for, and because that was one of my prayers that I always have for you, that after your education you should start having your children, so that you will not feel the same way I felt with having just you. And I know what is the constraints, all the constraints that come with that.
Yeah, so okay guys, the battery died, but anyways, so are you gonna edit this part out? Okay, the battery died before, so anyways, we're gonna continue. Like you said before, you said you wanted me to have kids after my education. So does that mean that you would have accepted even if I wasn't yet married, but I had completed school and I had a child still out of wedlock? I had completed my uni education but not yet married, and I was pregnant. Would you have accepted it?
Well, there's not much I would have done if it would have happened like that. My only concern would have been to know whether the person you have a pregnancy with is someone who was ready to marry you, or you guys were working on that. Somebody who had intentions, which I noticed that I have intentions, and I would not have worried much about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you feel when we found out that I was having a boy?
Oh man, that was my greatest joy, because it's something that I did not have in my life, and I was praying all the time that if you happen to fall pregnant, let it be a boy, because I thought time was going. With my age, I thought I have a lot that I need to pass on to a boy child, things which I tried to do with you. Sometimes you were saying I was too harsh, and my dad wants me to do this this way. I thank God with that, because some of those things actually made you to be strong and confident. And you have all this self-esteem, which a lady should have, so that make you a lady of substance. So when I know that your pregnancy is a boy child, I was quite happy. I was happy because I know that's just the plan, and I knew that I have someone that I can pass on some of this value which I got from my dad, which I think needed to be passed on to a boy child.
Yeah. So yeah, with my dad saying that, yes, my dad used to forget that I was a girl, and he would treat me like a boy. Like there's some things that, like, sometimes people say sometimes my husband says you act too much like a man. It's because of some of the training that my dad gave to me, and it just made me feel extra, like, self-sufficient. Let me just say that. They said that I feel like I don't need any man to be able to do certain things. I can do it by myself because I was taught by my dad. How did you feel when you saw Masalakin for the first time, my son?
Oh, well, even his name can tell exactly how I feel. Because in my native language, Masalakin means there's a God, which means I was hoping. I had all my hopes and what I wanted in life, and when I was called, because I was in the hospital that night. I was in the hospital the whole night, was sitting in the waiting room, and when the nurse came out and asked me to go in, and the first question was, because it was kept for me, and
yes, I didn't tell him.
Yeah, and I knew he was a boy, and I just said Masalakin, which means there is a God, there is still a God. Yeah. So I went inside there straight away and pronounced that his name is Masalakin. So that was the happiest thing, and I thank my God he was a boy.
Yes. So if you guys don't know, obviously I am my parents' only child, and I'm a girl. My dad always wanted a boy to add, of course, to me, to be part, for him, because he's such a great man and he has so much wisdom that I'm grateful that he's my dad, and I will not change that for anything in the world, because I learn so much from him every day, because he's got so much to teach and learn. Hopefully we'll see him more in my videos with more topics coming up. But yeah, he wanted a boy as well. So when I found out that I was a boy, like, I always told him, I'm like, I'm gonna give you your first boy. So when I found out it was a boy, I didn't tell him, I kept it from him, and I asked him, I said, so if it was a boy, what would you name him? And he said, I'll think about it, and then if it's a boy, I'll let you know. So when he came in the room that day, and then he said Masalakin, and he told me what it meant, there is a God, like, to say that, for my only child to have her first child be a boy, like, God has really answered our prayers. Like, God really knows what was in our hearts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know, my son looks like my dad. If you've seen photos of my son, anybody that knows me knows that my son looks exactly like my dad. If you see baby photos of my dad, it's exactly my son, which is scary. And he acts like my dad as well. Honestly, he acts so much like my dad. And they were best friends. Like, they are still best friends. Masalakin and my dad are totally best friends. How did you feel when I was getting married? Like, when finally I was getting married and you knew that I'm going, not moving, but going into like a man's house, which means I'll no longer be in your house. Because if everybody knows, my dad is my best friend. We talk all the time. We talk about everything and anything. So how did that make you feel?
I felt everything. I felt happy, sad, jealous, everything I felt. Yeah, but to crown it all, it's just a way. That's reality. That's what I wanted for her. I want her to be happy, you know, have all of what it takes to actually live in this world, and because it's a hard work, as we know, and at the end of the day, you know that she's your child. At the end of the day, she will get married one day and leave you. All what you will want someone who actually will take care of her in a certain way which you think it's the way you would want her to be.
Taken care of.
Yeah, taken care of. So
Yeah.
I think God answers my prayer too, and she got a young man who is very, very hardworking and determined, because that's how I was. And when I met the mother, I was young, 26 years of age, but I got nothing, but all I got was determination. And I'm seeing that in her husband, that he's really determined. So I thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my last question for you is going to be, how did you feel because we used to live in the same states, same house, how did you feel when we moved? So myself, my husband, the kids, we moved to a totally different state. How did that make you feel?
Well, that's another thing, you know, I have to be honest, you know, I just covered my selfishness, because it's that, as I said, that's, you just have to let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, discussing with them people, I've been talking to people, calling them friends, and telling them that my daughter Helen decided to move out of state. And people were just telling me the same thing, because they understand, you know.
Yeah.
They always say, man, you just have to let go, man. You just have to let go.
It's hard.
Yeah, so what I did, I just let go.
But it was me and you for a very long time.
Yes.
Like from when I was six? Yes, when I was 6 years old till I was 18.
Yes, the mom
it was
left
just
for America,
me and you. Yeah.
She was
when I was 6 years old.
And I was just
so my dad and I became my dad and I have always been close since from birth. But from that age of 6 to 18, we created a bond that was so strong that it was like, some people think, like, you know, I don't know whether it's maybe, I don't know, but people usually comment to it as in like, we don't understand what kind of relationship we have with your dad. But my dad was my best friend. Like, I could talk to my dad about anything. He instilled in me this thing of not being scared of him. I gave him all his respect, but never afraid of him to come to him and talk to him about anything whatsoever that was bothering me, anything that was on my mind. And we talk from lifestyle to business to everything. We talk about. We don't have really any.
We talk about everything. In fact, this is something sometimes I don't want to. This is on camera and all those things. But I think when you were, was it 10 years of age? No, over that, when you were in year 9.
Yeah. When we came to Australia.
Yeah, to Australia. Year 9 and 10, I worked night shift for 2 years without you knowing that I'm working night shift. Because what I was doing is like, I go to work and come back, turn up home in 2 hours time. Because by then you didn't have the idea of the timing and how, you know, the work.
Yeah, I didn't know how the workforce works.
So he said, oh, have you finished working? I said, yes. And I'll come home, we sit down for 8 o'clock. I always come 8 o'clock. I go to work 6, I come back 8 o'clock. And he would say, have you finished work? I said, yes. And I'll come home, we sit down, because I've set you on the time of 9 o'clock to go to bed.
Yeah.
We sit down for 1 hour, talk, maybe watching TV, and then I'll say, well, it's time to go to bed, and we'll say good night, and you go to bed. Then I'll quickly sneak back out of the house and go to work till 6 in the morning.
Yeah, and then I'll wake up in the morning. You will be home.
Yes.
So I will not even know that.
Come back by 6 in the morning. You will never know that I was at work. I did that for 2 years. I think it's just recently that
you told me. Yeah, it was 2 years ago that you told me.
Yeah, did that just to make sure that
I was safe.
You were safe. And so
a lot of people don't understand why the love that I have for my dad is so immense. It's because of the huge sacrifices that he made for me, and the way that he just is with me. So yeah, Well, thank you for being in this video, so we don't make it too long. And hopefully, very soon, we'll see you in another video with more topics.
Thank you too for asking me all these questions to make sure that make people understand. Not everything, but just few.
Just a little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks and bye everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Thumbs up this video, like the video, guys, please, and share the videos to other people, guys. Help my channel grow. God bless you guys so much, and leave comments down below on other things. If you guys would like to see my dad in more videos, let me know and we'll do more videos for you guys. They don't live in the state that I live in at the moment, but we'll make it happen. So let us know from anything whatsoever, like lifestyle, parents, maybe typical African parent stuff. Let me know and I will ask them for you, my mom and my dad. We'll talk to you guys in another one. Bye.